Hey, good morning, everyone. Level 3 today, we're getting into breath work and core. So this we'll start the practice with a deep yogic perspective, but let's move into core work in a very fitness-based way. So abdominal strengthening, but first breath. Please come to your mat. You can sit on the edge of a blanket or a bolster or a block. And cross at your ankles and sit up tall. If you need a little bit more space, you can roll the blanket up thicker underneath of you. So we've been talking about breath exercises, especially Nollie breathing. But the first exercise that we'll start with today is Kapalabhati breath. Kapalabhati is a forced exhale through the mouth or the nose. We're doing it through the nose. It's spring, there's a lot of pollen flying around, so there are many benefits. One is a cleansing benefit for the body. The second benefit is strength and awareness around the centered chakra region, the abdomen, and then health for the low back, health for the respiratory system. So let's get into it straight away. We'll start with breathing, and it will be intense from the beginning. Then from breath, we'll move into deeper Nollie style exercises and a lot of core work. Hands onto your knees to start. Turn your palms face down. Sit up tall. Pull the base of your pelvic floor in. Gather it in and up. Draw the abdomen in and up. So it's like it pulls back and the base of your lower back lengthens. And then the chin down just slightly. So there's more length in the back of your neck. Stay here. Allow there to be a gentle bend into the elbows so your shoulders relax, and close your eyes. And take some deep breaths. Okay. Well, the way this breath works is the inhale happens naturally, and the exhale breath is the forced breath. So, looks and sounds like this, and I'll just demo really quick. And what you see happening is a pumping of the abdomen. It's important in this posture that the chin is slightly down. If the chin is up, then you're not really getting into the depth of the abdomen. You're not engaging the bandhas. So chin down. And your eyes can be closed. And as you close down your eyes, bring your awareness to the center of the third eye. So this gaze is moving slightly upwards. The belly is moving in and out. We'll do 3 rounds. 100 pumps. So it is a lot. Do your best. Just do your best. Soft elbows, soft shoulders. Chin down. Take an inhale breath. On the exhale, begin. Exhale out. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Second round, inhale. On the exhale, begin. exhale. Inhale, breath. Open mouth, exhale. Third round, inhale. Exhale, begin. Exhale, stay soft. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Lift your chin and open your eyes. You should have a cooling sensation through the front of the nose, the front of the skull, a heated sensation through the chest, abdomen, all the way down into the low belly. Let's move the body. Inhale, lift your chest up, chin up, and exhale, round your back. A few times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Hold the exhale here. Interlace your fingers. Reach the palms of your hands forward, and then the heels of the hands flip away. Inhale, lift all the way up, stretch to the sky. Release your hands down, interlace them at your low back. Take your chin to your chest, pull your belly in, press your knuckles away, draw your shoulders down and back. With the chin heavy at the chest, drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Draw your left shoulder down. And then lower your chin down to your chest and drop your left ear to your right shoulder. Hug your right shoulder down and back. And just alternate side to side a few times to loosen the neck after the breath exercise. And then release your hands down. Take your hands back onto your knees. Draw your shoulders onto your back. Okay, so the exercise, the main exercise that we've been working into it today or this week is Nollie Breathing, which is a vacuum of the abdomen. So what you'll be doing is you exhale all the breath out. Then you suck the belly in. It flattens the organs towards the low back. It brings a hollowness to the front of the belly. So it makes the waist slimmer, bonus, but it also brings a lot of blood flow to the organs. It compresses them back, and then when you inhale, it lets them fill up with fresh oxygenated blood. So really good stuff. Let's start standing. Widen your feet, put a bend into your knees, press your buttocks back. You take your hands alongside your hips, palms face down, and you can hook them right onto your hips. The first time you can watch if you haven't done this before, or join me. Take an inhale breath. Exhale out all of your air. Total release. Then suck the belly in. And soften. Okay. So the key is you pull the chin down to the chest right after you suck the belly in. It encourages the bandhas to flow again. So the bandhas are Mula Bandha, pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha, base of the belly button, in and up, Jalandhara Bandha, the chin lock. Immediately, the tailbone drops when the body has a vacuum, and it creates more space and length into the low back. excellent for sciatica or any back injuries. So just know that this is a great way to expand your breath into your back body. Also, for postpartum women, it's an incredible way to bring all of the organs back into place, slim the waistline, aid in the digestive system, and so on. Let's do 2 more rounds together. Hands at the hips, little bend in the knees, buttocks back. Take an inhale breath. Exhale out. Suck the belly in, chin down. Soften. Hands to hips, again, inhale breath, press the booty back, inhale. Exhale out. Vacuum, chin to chest. The chin lifts and soften your body. So an expansion through the back of the sacrum. It's key, it's ideal. Bring your big toes together. Let there be some space between your heels. Inhale, stretch arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Go all the way down, nose towards shin bones. Lift your chest halfway, draw your shoulders back, plank pose, step back. You can move the blanket off to the side. We'll use it again later. In plank pose, crack your hands or open up your wrists. Draw your shoulders back, eyes of the elbows forward. You know I love these. Inhale, look forward. Press your heels back. Exhale, come onto your tippy toes and round your back. Pull your belly in. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, gaze forward, shoulders back. Exhale, hollow out the body. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, hollow out. Last one, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, hollow out. Oh, you can hear it in my voice. Then bend your knees, press your buttocks back to downward facing dog. Rock your hips from side to side and pedal one heel down and then the other. Let your back, arms, head, neck, and outer hips stretch out. You'll notice in doing this breath work, any breath work, that it's best to do it on an empty stomach. You don't want to have a very full belly when you're trying to do this. Bring your big toes together, widen your knees, and child's pose. Push your hips back to your heels. Extend your arms out far. Reach your fingertips forward so you can take the center of your chest down and then forehead down. Sway your upper body side to side to ease a little bit deeper into the front of the hip creases, and then walk your hands over to the right far. Take your left hand on top of your right. Push your hips to the left and lower your forehead. Draw your left shoulder down and back so that the stretch is isolated into the space of the rib cage and all the way into the waistline. Big breaths. Okay, stay low again. Walk your hands over to the other side, right hand on top of left. Push your hips over towards the right. Hang through the head, draw your right shoulder down and back, and find the length that moves all the way through the side of your body. The breath will stretch the body from the inside out. And then walk your hands back out in front of you. Reach them far out in front of you. Press your finger pads down, but then lift the heels of your hands. Lift your elbows and lower your forehead. Draw your shoulders onto your back. So it's like you're finding a bit of resistance. activate the serratus anterior under your armpit, and this may feel like a little bit of a back bend for your body, but reverse it. Pull your belly in and point your tailbone down for 3, 2, and 1. Come up, tabletop pose, hands underneath of your shoulders. I love this beginning series, but I don't want you to go too deep into back bending because we're really focusing on core stability. So draw your shoulders onto your back, eyes of the elbows forward, just a soft arc on the inhale. Exhale, round your back and push your hips back towards your heels. Inhale, rock forward to table, lower your belly and lift your chest. Exhale, round your back, push your hips back to your heels. And keep the arms straight the whole time. Inhale, draw your belly forward. Exhale, round your back, push your hips back towards your heels. Inhale, lift your chest, look forward. And exhale to a neutral spine. So hold neutral. Press down into your left knee. Draw your right leg back behind you. Flex your foot and then lift your right leg up. Gaze down in between your thumbs. Shorten the front of your body. And you may be able to see your right big toe in the periphery. Turn it down. Lift your inner right thigh up. Holding here. Pulse through the right leg for 10. So just tiny little lifts. As you're pulsing with your right leg, draw your left hip back. 3 and 1. Keep the right leg up. Take it wide out towards the right side so it's at an angle towards the back corner of your mat. Toes still pointed down. So you're working the outer hip. This is crazy because we're definitely doing little Jane Fonda workouts, right? Little tiny lifts, 10. Building some strength and stability in the foundation. Okay, keep your leg lifted. Take your leg over towards the left side. So feeling this in the inner thigh. Keep the leg lifted, toes pointed down. Tone your belly, draw your left hip back. 10 little lifts. Yes. Bring your legs straight back behind you. Now exhale, point your foot, knee to nose. Inhale, flex your foot and press back. Don't arc, just look down. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend your leg back, flex your foot. Belly stays tight. 2 more. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg back. Last one. Exhale, knee to nose. Engaging the abdomen. Inhale, extend your leg back. Right leg back, lower your toes down. Press your right heel towards the mat. Lift your hips so that you come into the shape of downward facing dog. Now lift your left leg back up behind you. Bend your knee and stack your hip. Look to the left so that you get a long side body stretch and even a deeper stretch into the inner calf muscle of the right leg. Lift your left leg back up, flex your foot, look down, and turn like a dial your left toes down. So now you can put a little bend in your right knee, draw your right hip back, pull your belly in, press the ground away. So good. Release your knees back down to the mat, gaze forward, tabletop pose. Okay, same thing, other side. Extend your left leg back behind you. Lift your leg up to hip height. Shorten the front of your body. Draw your thigh bone in. Draw your right hip back. And then hold here. So just that cue of the right hip back is really what defines the safety in this position. Left toes pointed down. Little tiny lifts. 10. Tiny. Using the glute muscles. Okay, leg a little bit wider, like it's pointed towards the back corner of the mat. Toes generally want to turn out, but not today. Turn them down. We're trying to keep the path of the sciatic nerve unlocked or open, so there's no pain. 10 little lifts. And you know, I've been dealing with a lot of sciatica lately because of the way, well, my son is just getting heavier and carrying him and all the things. But this is amazing work, and it's something that you can do just as an isolated exercise. You don't have to do the whole practice to get the benefit. Okay, take your leg over to the right side. Notice how you want to shorten the right side of your body. Draw your right hip back. Use your left inner thigh, 10 lifts. 8, good, 9, and 10. Legs straight back behind you. Activate your foot. Take an inhale breath. And then point your foot. Exhale. Squeeze it in. Inhale, flex. Extend it back. Exhale, squeeze. So try not to over arc in this position. Inhale, back. Exhale, round and squeeze. Inhale, lengthen your leg back and then lower your foot down. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Press deeply into your hands and then lift your right leg up. Bend your right knee and turn. Look to the right. It's okay to get kind of juicy and wiggly and uneven in the shoulders because I want you to loosen up the inner thigh line where you just did a lot of work. Reach your right knee high as you twist, but then reverse it. Gaze down. Straighten your right leg. Flex your foot. Turn your foot like a dial and bring your right leg to hip height. That's where it really turns on. Draw your left hip back. Press your left heel down and now push your hands deep into the mat for 3, 2, and 1. Lower your big toes down so they touch. Widen your knees out to the side. Look to the front of your mat. Bend and straighten your legs a few times. And on the 3rd, 4th, or 5th, exhale, hop, feet to hands. Lift your chest halfway up. Exhale, fold forward, nose to shin bones. Inhale, reach your arms out to the sides and come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, so you're doing a good job getting into the legs. Widen your feet to hip bone distance apart or a little bit wider. Shoulders distance apart will be just a touch more stable. Take your hands to your hips, palms face down and in. You can use the space just below the hip bone at the top of the thigh as a little bit of a shelf. Press your buttocks back, let the arches of your feet lift, and now try to imagine that you have a beach ball, like a small one, in between your knees, and you're trying to squeeze it together. So the feet activate, they lift up. The pelvic floor activates, the inner thigh line activates, and just hold that, squeezing the beach ball, and then lengthen your tailbone down just a little bit more. Okay, so you should feel pretty fiery from the center of your ribs all the way down to your inner knees. Press your left hand down and take your right hand forward out in front of you. Push away through the palm of the right hand. Then lower your right hand back down to your hip and switch. Extend your left arm forward out in front of you. Press out through the hand. And lower back down, holding the beach ball, imaginary, between your knees. Keep squeezing the area of the inner thighs in. We're doing this with the breath. So the inhale breath happens, the exhale breath happens, the suction of the belly pulls all the way in, and that's when you lift your right hand. As you inhale, you lower your right hand down, and then we'll switch and do the other side. Okay, follow along. Inhale, breath, keep squeezing the knees. Squeeze the knees. Exhale out. Suck the belly in. And lower your hand. So good. Other side. Make sure the chin comes to the chest as you vacuum. Inhale, breath. Keep squeezing the knees. Exhale. One more time each side. Inhale, breath. Exhale out. Squeeze the knees. Vacuum. As you vacuum, you reach the hand up as high as it will go. And as you inhale, the hand comes down. Other side. Inhale, breath. Exhale out. Vacuum. So good. Keep the posture in your body. Take your arms straight out in front of you. The legs should be burning. Keep squeezing the knees. We're working on the transverse abdominis by holding this imaginary beach ball. So the pelvic floor drawing in and up, the lower abdomen region, holding and breathing. Come on to the tips of your toes. In level 3 classes, it doesn't get easier, it just gets harder. Draw your shoulders back and now point your tailbone down more. Sink low, so low maybe that your thighs come in line or parallel to the mat. For 5, squeeze your knees. 4, knees in, belly down. 3, 2, and stand. Come all the way up, lower your hands down. Ooh, freedom. Reach your arms up over your head, heel toe your feet in. Keep some space between the heels, fold forward, exhale, nose to shin bones. Lift your chest halfway up. Hands flat to the mat, exhale, plank pose, step back. Tone your belly in plank pose, look forward, press your heels back to unlock the front of your thighs. Then shift forward into your fingers, elbows tight to the ribs, chaturanga, upward facing dog, a nice long lift, and downward facing dog. So that up dog was our first and deepest back bend so far. Put bends into your knees and rock your hips side to side. I hope yours felt the same way. Mine felt really safe, strong, and long. Bring your big toes to touch. Widen your knees out to the sides. Look forward to your hands. This is different. Hop your feet to the pinky edges of your hands. Go into a squat position. From the squat, bring your hands together at your heart center. Wiggle your elbows into the space between your knees. Press your palms together. Forearms parallel. Look down. See your pinky fingers. Draw your belly button in and up as the base of your tailbone reaches down and long towards the mat. Okay, this is not just a pausing yoga pose, but this is one where we're going to find a lot of movement. Place your hands down onto the mat, grip the mat deeply, then hop your feet back to downward facing dog. So as the feet hop back, you push your buttocks to the sky. It happens quick. Back and buttocks up. Look to your hands, wide knees. Exhale, hop back to the front. Again, hands flat, hop back, buttocks up. So you stretch, look forward, exhale, feet to hands. Hands stay on the mat. Exhale, step back or hop back, buttocks up, long in your spine. Exhale, hop forward. One more. Hop back, downward facing dog, so it's soft in your joints. Hop forward into our little squat position. Widen your heels, straighten your legs, and rock your buttocks side to side. So just those hops back and forward should have opened up the outer line of the IT bands, and you can feel it here. Grab opposite elbows as you rock. Release your hands down. Heel toe your feet in towards one another. With your hands flat, tone your belly. Step into your right foot. Lift your left leg parallel to the mat. So with the left leg parallel, flex your left foot. You can look back and see your toes. And the leg is in line with your hip. Then come up onto the tips of your right toes, tippy toes, and press your hands down. The right knee can be in a bend as much as you need to. You want to stay buoyant in your right knee and then buoyant in your elbows. Look far forward, take an inhale breath. Exhale, hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Looking forward is the key to landing in Chaturanga. The further forward the gaze is, the safer it is for the chest, more elongated. Look up to your hands, inhale, breath. Wide knees, exhale, hop, feet to hands. Lift halfway up, inhale. And exhale, fold nose to shins. Stand on your left foot this time. Take your right leg back behind you to hip height. It's always interesting how one side of the body is so different than the other. Draw your left hip back and your inner right thigh up. Hands flat to the mat. Pop up onto your left tippy toes and bend your left knee, but pull your left hip back so that you feel the elongation through the back of your leg and the spine, lower back, feels even. Take a breath in, look far forward. Exhale, hop back, land Chaturanga. Upward facing, inhale, breath. Downward facing dog, out, breath. Big toes touch. Widen your knees out to the sides. Look forward, inhale, breath. Exhale, step or hop, feet to hands. Lift halfway up, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, nose to shins. Inhale, take your arms out to the sides and stand, reach all the way up. Hands to heart center. Okay, pretty traditional way to practice Nollie breathing. Already throughout the practice, I hope you're feeling the same. I'm feeling really breathy. Like there's a lot moving through my rib cage, a lot moving through the respiratory system, so feels good. Turn your toes out slightly. Put a bend into your knees. Turn your palms in. Hands onto the center of your thighs. Draw your buttocks back and lift the arches of your feet and then act like you're hugging that beach ball between your knees. That really is a key cue for this posture because it activates the arches, it hugs the center of the midline, and then especially after you've had a baby, it draws all of the attention down to the front of your pelvic floor. Buttocks back. You know the cues by now, so as you vacuum, chin to your chest. Once you're in the shape of this pose and you're deep into the vacuum, I'm going to turn side to side. Round your back slow. Low back, middle back, upper back. Stay in the vacuum until you inhale, then lengthen your buttocks back and lift your chest. So it's like a really slow, juicy cat-cow. Here we go. Inhale, breath. Exhale everything out. Draw the belly in. Lengthen your chest and exhale. Inhale here. Exhale out. Remember to round as you vacuum. Inhale and exhale. Wow, one more. Go slow, exhale. Hug the knees. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale, arms up. Interlace your fingers up over your head, point up. Pull your belly in and your tailbone down, chin to your chest. Reach, reach, reach. Then, soles of the feet, press down. Bring your big toes together, reach up tall, lean over to the right side. Gaze up and check out how much space you have in your rib cage. Draw the front of your right hip down and the top of your right rib cage up. Feel what that anchoring does for the depth of this pose. Front of the right hip down. So then you stretch deeper and deeper into your obliques. Inhale, come up. Pause for the exhale. Other side, inhale. And lean to the left. Press the front of the left hip, front of the right hip down. Gaze up. Reach long. Firm your legs. Tone your buttocks. Draw your shoulders back. And inhale, come up. Exhale, release your hands all the way down. So good. Hands flat to the mat, please. Step back to plank pose, top of a push-up. Hold plank pose. Breathe. Move your weight into your left hand. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Take your right arm up. Crunch through the side of your waistline. Draw your left shoulder back and now reach your right arm over your head. Far. And take your right arm back up. Peace fingers. Reach to grab your right big toe. Draw your shoulders onto your back. So steady. And then place your right foot down onto the ground in front of you. Right hand to the sky, lean back. Release your right hand down to the mat. Take your right foot and bring it up to the front, lunge pose. Deep lunge, lower your left knee down. Just going on a journey around the hips. Draw your shoulders onto your back, lengthen your heart. Straighten your right leg. Take your right hand out to the right side. Grab the outer edge of your right foot. As your leg is straight, draw your right hip back and look forward. Put a bend into your left elbow and pull the pinky side of your foot back so that you connect all the way to the outer edge of your right hip, IT band areas. And keep looking forward with an inhale breath, then exhale. Turn your toes out towards the right. It's like ho, ho. Toes back up to the sky. Exhale, turn your toes out. Yeah, really good. Bend your front knee, look forward, inhale, breath. Downward facing dog, step back. Plank pose, inhale, breath, holding. Place your left hand and the right hand in the middle. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Take your left arm up. Draw your shoulder back. Reach your left arm over your head, way overhead. Then, peace fingers. Bend your left knee. Capture the big toe. Draw your hip back and open up your chest. Then lower your foot down, whoop, in front of you. Reach your hips up. Take your left hand up. We're going to use the peace fingers again. Grab your big toe and then walk your left foot up to the front of your mat, deep into a lunge position. Lower your right knee down. Shoulders onto your back. Belly pulled in strong. We're working to open up slowly through the mid-back, the front of the psoas, and straighten your leg. Take your left arm out to the side. Flex your left foot with your right hand. Reach to grab the pinky edge. Look far forward. Bend your right elbow. Pull the pinky toes back as you draw your left hip back and fold. Big inhale breath. On the exhale, like a dial, turn your toes out towards the pinky side to the left. And toes up. Again, exhale, turn the toes as you're holding the pinky toe and pulling it back. Toes up. Bend your front knee, hands flat to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. So amazing. Look forward to your hands and exhale down to your knees. Okay, next expression of our breathing exercise. Here, we're doing something similar to what we did in the very beginning, and I'll give you a sideways view. So as you exhale into the vacuum, you're going to push your hips back towards your heels. Heels, heels, heels. The chin will be at the chest, so your ears come in line with your biceps. And then inhale, we come forward back to tabletop. This is incredible for the sacrum all the way up to the middle of the back, and you'll even feel a nice expansion through the shoulder blades. Okay, we have 3 rounds. Unless you want to do 5, what do you think? We have time. Let's do 5. This is one of our deepest. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale out. Vacuum the belly, chin to chest. Slow and steady. Slow movement as you push your hips back towards your heels. Next one, inhale. Exhale. Vacuum. So good. 3 more. Inhale. Round your back so much when you vacuum. Chin to chest, vacuum in. Inhale. Exhale. Here we go. It's like a full round, so much space. Exhale out. Vacuum. Exhale. Take one more round of breath. Okay, so our last one. Hold the last one just a little bit longer and let it move out into the outer edges of your ribs. So see how much space you can find in your back. Breathe in. Exhale. Vacuum. Really good job. Cross at your ankles, please. Have a seat onto your mat. You're welcome to use your blanket. You can always just sit on the edge of it. Extend your right leg out. We did this one on Wednesday, and we'll just do 2 rounds. Since we're really in it, you should feel so awake and creative after doing these deep breath exercises that pull from the second chakra. Take your right arm out to the side, reach your left arm up. Extend over your leg, grab the pinky edge of your foot and fold. Take your right hand to the inside of your foot, then straighten your arms. Hold the foot steady. Big breath in. Exhale out. Big vacuum. Wide elbows. Fold, your deepest fold over your leg. So amazing. Please come up, switch out your legs, left leg out towards the corner, right foot in. Take your left hand to the side, reach your right arm up, twist, grab the pinky edge of your foot and fold. When you're in the vacuum position in this pose, you can wiggle a little bit side to side and just look for those creative spaces. Take your left hand to the inside of your foot, straighten your arms. Big breath. Exhale. Vacuum, chin down. Elbows wide, deep fold. Turn your nose towards the left and just go a little bit deeper. Amazing. Come up. Cross at your ankles. Okay. Our next position that we're moving into is a long one, and it's definitely a level 3 position. You can use a wall, you're welcome to, and I encourage it if you have any instability. We're looking to find a hollow body throughout the next posture. It's headstand. I won't keep it a secret. So as we move into Shirshasana, we're holding it for a longer period of time. Interlace your fingers, widen your hands out like a book stand with your thumbs up. You place the pinky edge of the hand down onto the mat and then the elbows in line underneath of the shoulders, and then just feel the grip on your mat so you can rock a little bit side to side, front to back. When you get into full headstand, you do not want to have all of the weight of your body pushing on your head. So the weight moves into your elbows, your hands, your forearms, through the strength of your shoulders, so much that you could lift or elevate your head 1/4 of an inch. Okay? Notice the tension in your jaw. Notice the tension in your neck in headstand. If it's there, try to let it go by bringing the strength back into your shoulders, your serratus anterior, and your forearms. If it's too much, come to child's pose and you're getting just as good of a benefit. Okay? So the blanket can move off to the side. Come on to tabletop pose, knees underneath of your hips, interlace your fingers. Top of the head towards the mat, chin towards the chest slightly. The elbows and forearms press down. Push down, round your back, and activate your upper back, your shoulders, and feel the strength and balance in your forearms. Then lift your hips. Walk your toes in.
As the toes come in, you can do this all fancy or just pull one knee up to your chest and the other knee up to your chest. Here's a really good position for balance. Feet together, knees wide. Whether it's the inner toes or the soles of the feet, it doesn't matter. This is great. All the way up, legs up. Bring the weight into your forearms so there's less weight in your head. The sides of your neck should feel long. Point your toes. Activate the arches of your feet and feel the corset wrapping around your belly. Keep the eyes open and steady at a drishti that's out in front of you, and then soften through your thighs. You can get an incredible benefit of the lymphatic system in this posture, and we're just holding for about another minute. Pressing into the forearms. At any point, you can come to child's pose, and then once you're in child's pose, give yourself 10 breaths so that your eyes relax, the nerves around the brain, forehead relax. Lengthen your tailbone. And you can reverse the postures to get out, or straight legs, look for your toes. And keep looking for your toes, look for your toes. And once you see them, toes touch down, knees wide. 10 breaths in child's pose. Massage the center of your third eye down, rock your head side to side. Let your elbows come wide towards a cactus position and your shoulders can relax. Good job. Walk your hands underneath of your shoulders. Slide your body forward, cross at your ankles, feet to the mat. Here we can have our blanket behind us, folded into this position. So just in half, really, in half 3 times. The rolled edge without the fray can be towards the back of the mat, and the frayed edge can be towards your buttocks. Lay down onto the blanket so that your head comes off of the rolled edge onto the mat. This should feel really good and relaxing for your body. Okay, we're almost towards the end of our practice. We have one more exercise. Press your feet down, hip bone distance apart, and hug the beach ball between your knees. Draw your shoulder blades together underneath of you and lift your hips. As the hips lift up, lengthen your tailbone forward. Press your elbows down. You can bend at your elbows and take your hands alongside your waistline, and then you're just lifting your hips towards the direction of your hands. Using the thighs, tailbone long. The buttocks should be at about a 75% squeeze, so not fully squeezing, but more through the thighs. Hug the imaginary beach ball between your knees for 5, up, 4, go up, 3, up, 2, lift higher, and 1. Keep your tailbone long, don't drop it. As you lay your buttocks back down on the mat, wide feet, hands to belly, knees in. And take a few breaths. So great. Extend your arms out to the sides, please. You can windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And then drop your knees over to one side, hook an ankle at the outer edge of your opposite knee and gaze to the side where the feet are facing. So for me, the knees are pointed to the right, gaze to the left. Even deeper in this position, you can hug your left heel towards your buttocks, and then that will drop the left knee down and it puts you into a really nice long quad stretch. Belly button pulls in as you twist and look to the left. So much amazing work through the arches, the inner thigh line, the pelvic floor, the low back. You guys are amazing. And place your right foot down and then hug your left knee up into your chest. Nice. Place your left foot down, knees together, and then knees over to the left side. And I'm going to go into the deeper pose and invite you to join me. Front of your right shin down. Cross your left ankle over top of your knee and then gaze to the right. With every exhale breath, draw your belly in and flatten through your back. Great work today. Release your left ankle off. Hug your right knee into your chest. You can pull your knees towards your armpits and then crunch up. Look towards your toes, hugging everything in really tight. And then feet down to the mat. Knees touch, arms out. This is a great position to take for Shavasana. Or if your back feels ready, legs long and feet can flop out to the sides. Relax your abdomen. So stay in Shavasana as long as you need to. Class is just about to wrap up. After the practice is completely over, roll onto your belly. So once you Shavasana, then stay on your belly in Sphinx pose with your elbows underneath of your shoulders. I'll show you. And you can just soften here with your belly down and rock side to side. After a few seconds in Sphinx pose, I totally encourage you to take a full prostration of the body, extend your arms out and forehead down to the mat. That will feel so incredibly good. So I'm going to move into that final pose as the practice ends. Namaste, thank you, and I will see you next week on Monday.